Alright, here's a Velodyne woofer that we put a new suspension on. Was shipped to us from halfway across the country here. I've had to put new lead wires on this speaker. They're attached to the voice coil wire right here at the top of the form, and they're really close together. So I'd be careful when I put these new lead wires on. The new lead wires are here and here. Now, what used to be here and here were the connection terminals. And the voice coil lead wire, you see, I've taken this one loose now. It solders right here. You see, I've removed the solder from right there. So the new lead wire has to go in through this hole and be soldered right here to the terminal, so you can plug in your amp to the terminal. Alright, now when this speaker was shipped to me, the terminals were removed and the lead wires were cut in half, which for anybody else would have essentially ruined the speaker, because there's not too many people who would know how to address this issue. So we had to put new lead wires on, and now when the owner gets this speaker back, what he's going to have to do is reattach his terminals. He's going to have to clear the terminal here where the lead wire solders to it. He's going to have to clear the old solder out of there, where he can put the new lead wire into the terminal and solder it in place like this one. So this is where the terminals go. Here's the new lead wire. And then when you reattach, when you put your terminals back on and you put your lead wires back on, be sure and leave some slack in the lead wire so the speaker has room to move through its excursion range. Don't put the lead wire this tight. You got to leave it some slack. That's what the purpose of the lead wire is. So you're going to have to reattach your terminals, and you're going to have to reattach these leads, and they'll have to be soldered to the terminal. Now this is a Velodyne. You see the remnants of the glue bead here. Alright, this is where they ran the wire in their servo circuit to go to here under the dust cap, this element that they use as an accelerometer. It has 4 terminals here to connect to. Alright, so when the owner of this speaker pulled it out of the cabinet, he just ripped the wire out of the cone. Just pulled it right out of there. See how it would come down through here, and then it would attach, then it would be glued here. Velodyne. So you can see the hole in the cone where the wire went through there. I'm kind of surprised he was able to actually tug it and get it loose, because he did not cut the dust cap. I did that when I got it. So he was not able to see in under here. And yet he's able to pull this wire, and it pulled off these 4 connectors here. Now when he gets it back, he's going to have to put that connector back through that hole, and he's going to have to reconnect it here. And then he's going to need to put some glue, and you can see what was left of the original glue bead. He's going to need to stabilize this after he gets it reattached. He's going to need to stabilize this with glue. And then, and it's just like what I've done here with the lead wires. You can see where after I soldered them, I stabilized them with glue. Now, after he reattaches it and stabilizes it here with glue, then he has to come out here and put some glue around here too, so he doesn't get buzzes here and it doesn't eventually tear through that cone. Now after he gets all that done, then he drops the dust cap back into place, and he comes along here and runs a glue bead here. See, I got a little bit on there. I'm not going to glue it down now, because I can't glue it down before I ship it to him, because he's going to need to have this open so he can reattach this servo lead. So I'm not going to re-glue this down. I am going to send him some glue so that when he gets this reattachment done here, And notice here too, I've cut a little key. When I cut this, I didn't cut it all the way off so I can get it right back, but I actually cut a little key in it. You see, and that helps him get it back in exactly the right place. And then, so once he gets it back, and he gets all the wires reattached, then he'll come back around here and lay a glue bead down here to reattach the dust cap. So, lesson. When you send a speaker, to us to have a new edge put on it, you don't cut the lead wires in half. You don't take the terminal off. You disconnect the wires running to the speaker here. That's why it has the slip on the spade type terminals. So you can unplug the wires. You don't cut the lead wires off. You don't take the terminal off. Well, in this case it's riveted on, so you'd have a hard time getting it off anyway. Because Velodyne decided to put them on with screws and nuts here, bolts and nuts, the owner assumed that's what you do. You take them off and you cut the lead wires in half. That's not how you do it. Hopefully, with this little video I'm going to send to the owner, when I send this back to him, he'll be able to use this information and what I've shown here and this glue to get the thing put back together and back into his Velodyne sub. So.